Sweet tea. Hey yo, what is up y'all? I am back with another video. I know it's been probably about 35 years since I last made a video, but I am back. Today's segment is actually tea time, and I got my tea. I've actually been drinking it before while I was setting up. The topic is perseverance. Because I know it's 2018 and 2017 really brought everybody to almost their lowest point, if not their lowest point. Financially, spiritually. The question is basically asking, like, when you hit rock bottom, how do you climb to the top of the mountain? Like, perseverance is definitely step one. Because in order for people to climb Mount Everest, the higher they go, each level they go, it's going to get harder and harder. But you have to keep going, because if you don't keep going, you're going to quit or you're going to freeze to death. And pretty sure you don't want to die. And reaching Mount Everest is definitely a very big task that you will not see me doing, but a lot of brave people want to climb Mount Everest. They just have to have perseverance. They have to keep going in order for them to make it to the top. Once you've hit rock bottom, there's no other way than to go up, because you're at the lowest of the low. So there's no other way you can go. Any step towards greatness is a step. It's absolutely fine, whether it may be a baby step or a large grown-up step. It's a step towards something that you want to do. Again, you have to have perseverance to want to pick yourself up from the bottom and just keep going. Like, any progress is progress. It counts. So, like, say for instance, I know I have procrastination issues. Just me cleaning up my room when I need to clean up my room is a step. It may be a little step, but, you know, it's something to break that habit. Okay, and also, it's not going to happen fast within an instant. Some people, yes, it may happen within an instant, but maybe, you know, their situation is totally different from yours. Maybe they have God has a whole nother plan for them and what they, you know, need to do and whatnot. So the only way you can really go is up from this point, because you're at the bottom, complete bottom. Can't go deeper than the bottom, you know what I mean? So the only way is going up. Little baby steps is a-okay, because it's a step toward going what, you know, your goal, what you want to accomplish. Yes, it can be really scary seeing yourself fall and fall and fail, but all for a reason. It's all to build you stronger. And if you can prevent yourself from hitting rock bottom, I suggest you do it ASAP, because the more you can prevent it, the faster that demon is already fought and out of the way, and then you can continue to make yourself, you know, a better person. You have to also take it one step at a time. This is not, you know, this is not something that's going to happen in the blink of an eye. You know, it takes work, dedication, and whatnot. A lot of these music artists, it took them years and years before they could even get heard or put on the radio or, you know, whatnot. Long hours in the studio. Tyler Perry was homeless at one point before he got all these millions and did all these great things, you know. And, like, just relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you need to take a break, I really suggest doing it and finding something that can, like, release your anger, frustration, whatnot into. And I'll get into that later. Again, I have my notes. Do not give up. And you always, whenever you hit rock bottom, or in life in general, you cannot compare your life to somebody else's life. Their trials and tribulations and their own demons that they're fighting is not the same demons that you're fighting. I mean, sometimes they can be, but at the same time, like, God is putting them through different tests specifically designed for them. Once you see that they passed it, but you don't know how they could have gotten, you know, that reward that they got, you need to focus on your own self and have that inner peace with your own self. And whenever you're at the bottom and you're frustrated and everything, you cannot get lazy and you cannot get content in the spot that you're in, because if you're content in being average, your work and your rewards is going to be just that, average. But the harder you put in to your work, the more like rewards and the better your rewards will be, because you've actually worked for something that you wanted. And I know we get lazy, I know we get content in the situation that we're in, because I know I do that sometimes. I mean, you can do it, but I wouldn't suggest it, because I know my dreams are bigger than I can even really imagine. So why would I do mediocre work when that's not what I'm destined for? You feel what I'm saying? So if you know you're destined for something greater and you know you want to make something greater, I highly suggest you put in all the work as fast as you can. If you need someone to help you plan out everything, definitely do that, because the workload can sometimes get overwhelming. And then that's when you have to, you know, take that break, slow down. Being content in your work doesn't mean enjoying your blessings or whatnot whenever you get them and relaxing. You know what I mean? You can do that without being content where you are. It's like you do something, you put in a lot of work, you get your blessings, you enjoy your blessings, you soak in them, what have you, and then right after that, you know, boom, you got to get back on top of your work so you can continue building something, you know what I mean, building your brand or, you know, whatnot. And, you know, that's not, to me, is not being content, because, like, I want to enjoy what my hard work has brought. I would like to enjoy the money that comes with it, or, you know, the fans or whatnot. You know, I would like to have fun and, you know, enjoy it, because I deserve it, because I put a lot of hard work into it. Tips and things that can help you whenever you feel like you've hit rock bottom or are slowly going there. One thing I've heard a few people say is put inspirational quotes on sticky notes. Hey, that just rhymed. And put them on your mirror or the back of your door, on your car mirror, or on your steering wheel. Someplace that you look often. I say bathroom mirror because that's where you really look at yourself and, you know, see your reflection and think about all the good and bad things you did today. Think about your day and, you know, whatnot. So I highly suggest putting it on your mirror. I know my parents, they use like dry erase markers and they'll write on their mirrors. I honestly don't know what they write, but I know that they do it. So that's another thing you could do if you can't really afford, or you don't really want to keep spending money on different sticky notes and stuff and spending your money. That's definitely a good thing to look into. Plus you have different colors, so you can do that as well. Also, journaling. A lot of people say that journaling does help, and it really does. I've done it myself. I only journal when I feel like I'm going through a hard time or whatnot. I mean, I don't really journal anymore because I channel it into my spoken word that I do. But journaling really does help, because it's like all those thoughts that are haunting you and you may feel are like those bad thoughts or whatever. You just write it down in your journal, and it's no longer in your head. So it's like all those things that have been in your head and, you know, that you've been beating yourself up for, you just write it in that little journal, you know what I mean? Most people who you vent to would just say, oh, dang. Or they'll get mad at you, or, you know, y'all get into an argument and then boom, all your business out there, you know. You can't tell everybody your business. But this journal is like, it's not going to tell anybody anything, you know, it's yours. You just write it in there, boom. Like, I remember some things that I would write in there, by the next couple of days, I would forget. And it's like, that burden is off me, you know, it's like passed along into a journal. And then what I feel like is my highest point, because really you don't have a highest point, because you can keep going above, you know what I'm saying? So I would go back in the journal and I would look and I was like, dang, like I overcame this too. It makes you feel like you can do anything at this point, because you look back and you're like, you look back and evaluate and you're like, wow, like I really thought I couldn't do it, but now I can. So it's like the next thing you get, you look and you're like, all right, this is what I have to do. Analyze the situation as much as you can, so that way you can properly overcome the test and pass, and then get your blessings, rewards, whatever you want to call it. Another thing, even though I did say you can't vent to everyone, find at least that one person that you can vent to. And if you can't find a person, you know, a regular person, I suggest like a therapist or whatnot, because they do help. Depends on who your therapist is. Also, poetry is another way to express yourself. Spoken word poetry, you know. Journaling, I suggest journaling if you don't want to sit there and take the time to make things rhyme. Journaling, I totally suggest. But if you want to get artsy and you really want to think and stuff like that, spoken word poetry is definitely the way to go. And it's like, it's you, it's yourself. So nobody can judge you on it or whatever. You know, if you really want to get serious about spoken word poetry, yes, there will be critiques, but it will not be, you will not be critiqued on your feelings. It's just basically your wordplay and your delivery on it. That's about it. Nobody critiques you on your feelings like, oh, you shouldn't feel that way, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? It's all love at the end of the day. That's why I like to do it, because it's like raw, like it's you at the end of the day. It's just you. Another thing I suggest is just being around people who make you smile, who like every time you get around you're smiling, or you just have a sense of comfort whenever you're around them. I highly suggest those people. It took me a long time to find people like that, but a lot of broken friendships, a lot of smack talk, whatever. But, you know, you finally find those people to just kick it with, cool it with, that'll make you feel like your burden is gone. Keep those people. Those are amazing people. So, yeah. Perseverance, definitely do not give up, especially on your dreams. A no does not mean an eternal no. You know what I'm saying? People who are successful have been told no many times. No does not mean stop doing your dream. You know, if you get no as a feedback, ask why. Ask what can I do to change. And then they might change your mind and say yes because they see that you're really serious. So whenever you get a no, don't be like, man, y'all don't know good work. You know what I'm saying? Because your work really may not be that good. You may have to do some growing inside yourself and inside of your work to really catch their attention. So like if you have a nasty attitude, your work could be great, but if you have a nasty attitude, they're going to say no. But your work could be bad and your personality could be so good and you're asking for help and asking for assistance, they might say yes because they see how committed you are to making your dream happen, you know? So always ask for feedback. Critique and feedback is not a negative thing. Some people can turn it into a negative thing and just be like, oh, you're bad, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not correct feedback. You need to tell them what is wrong with their work, or you need to ask, like, how can I make my work better? Like, what are the flaws in it? So that way I can grow. Because every time you ask for feedback, you're a step closer to perfection. So always ask, what can I do better? Sometimes you don't always have to ask. If a lot of people are telling you it's good, it's good, it's good, believe that it's good. Not every time do you need critique and stuff like that. You have to be okay with your work. Because if you're not okay with it and you're not confident in your work, other people are not going to be confident in it. Some people who support you a lot will be really confident in your work, like, yo, this is great. But the professionals, they will see that, you know, you're not so confident in your work, and then they're not going to want to work with you. Whenever you keep constantly saying something in your head like, oh, this is good, this is good, this is good, you will like program your brain to think that as well. So if you constantly say, oh my God, I suck, oh my God, not saying it like in a jokey way, because I know I'll be like, dang, I'm so slow sometimes, because sometimes I really am. But like, if you say it and you actually mean it towards yourself, like, oh dang, I'm so stupid, like, can't believe I did this. If you constantly beat yourself up, that's all you're going to be conditioned to think. But if you start conditioning yourself to think positive, like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I really just pulled this off. Like, this is lit. Like, I can't believe I just did this. Then your brain will, you know, condition to think that way. That's why I said put up the inspirational quotes or, you know, the you are beautiful thing everywhere, because even if your brain subconsciously see it, I cannot say that word, but even if your brain sees it, you know, I feel like, again, it'll condition your brain to think like that. Randomly, it'll come up and be like, dang, you look at a picture yourself like, dang, I'm so beautiful. Like, wow, God really did something on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to do little things like that too. Yes, it's cool to have validation from other people, but you need to be okay with it yourself. You need to be okay with yourself as well. Then your work will like go off the charts. You know, you'll be setting records here, left and right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be the bomb. You will be that man or woman. You will be at the top. Keep these tips in your head. Hashtag tea time perseverance. And if you have any tips or advice to add on that I may have missed or whatever, just comment them down below. If this has helped you in any way, definitely comment down below and share, because I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for it. You be like, oh, Tiana, you gave me such a good idea. Like, I'm all for, like, yes, girl, go ahead. Yes, boy, go ahead. Spread that inspiration, you know, spread that positivity. Spread it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know a friend who's hit rock bottom, or you think they've hit rock bottom, show them this video. And if it's helped them, just comment whatever you feel. I'm going to be on top of this YouTube thing for real, because I know I had to disappoint y'all, because I haven't had a video in about 2 or 3 weeks. And I had a few people asking me, where's my video? Here's my video. It is done. Thank y'all so much for watching. Definitely share this video around, because I feel like 2017 really beat the heck out of everybody, and 2018 is really people's year this year. Like, a lot of people are blossoming this year, and with blossoming does come challenges, and I want everybody to really hop over those fences and hurdles. Yeah, that's what they're called. Hop over those fences and hurdles with really little to no problems. You know, I really want everybody to fight their demons, because this is the year of prosperity, and I really want everybody to prosper. And speaking of, I want everybody to prosper, we need to get it together and stop bringing down other people. We need to lift their businesses up, collab with them. Like, if you're good at editing and you're good at making videos, collab, shout each other out. If you're good at sewing and you're good at modeling and you're good at photography, all 3 of y'all need to get together and lift each other up. If you're good at producing beats, you're good at rapping, both of y'all need to get together and, you know, lift each other up. If you're good at rapping and you're good at rapping, both of y'all need to collab and stop bringing each other down, because we're not going to get anywhere if we do not help the next person. Us as a state, as a country, whatever, needs to collab together and stop trying to make everything a challenge or a battle. Like, it's good to have some healthy competition, like battle rappers and stuff. Collab with each other. If you see somebody doing good and you see them posting their work, share that thing. Like, we just need to unite. Especially us African Americans, because we are so talented and nobody is like us, and we are very, very unique. So we need to get together and start collabing and start lifting each other up and supporting each other.